From dramatic thrillers to touching dramas, the new films released in July and August have something for everyone. Whether you enjoy high-octane action, challenging storytelling, or stunning visual effects, these 10 films will keep you on the edge of your seat. So, prepare to plunge into the current best new Hollywood movies, available on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV+. Number 10. Mission Cross. It is a 2024 crime comedy film, directed by Lee Myung-hoon. The plot revolves around Park Kang-moo, an ex-spy now house husband, who is dragged back into violence when the truth about him comes out. On the other hand, Kang Mi-seon, his spouse, is an accomplished investigator in the criminal justice unit and is not aware of Kang-moo's past. However, when Kang-moo's former colleague asks for his assistance, it disturbs his calm life, causing Mi-seon to suspect something is wrong and follows him covertly, putting them both in danger. Despite having minimal hopes going in, I ended up actually liking this movie. The plot is typical but enjoyable, making the film engaging enough. There were some really moments of humor that provided an interesting touch, and the performance was good overall. Although the start felt somewhat slow, the fight and combat sequences were undoubtedly peaks for me. Especially the rescue attempt sequence was amazing, and there is also a clever plot twist involving the bad guy. Overall, it's a pleasant movie with usual action-packed parts and some excellent humor to keep you entertained. Number 9. Infested. It is a creature horror action film directed by Sebastian Banasek. The narrative centers on Caleb, whose fascination with exotic creatures causes him to buy a deadly spider, which swiftly hatches and replicates in his flat. It soon gives birth to many larger babies, and in a matter of days, a fatal insect infestation takes over Caleb's entire apartment complex, killing everybody inside. The narrative continues as Caleb and the other residents try to work collectively to find an escape out of the horrifying situation. The film masterfully creates a sense of cramped tension, highlighting Caleb's horrible situation with violent sequences and thrilling pursuit moments. While certain genre enthusiasts might argue for more spectacle, visceral horror, or creature effects, Infested occasionally seems to be holding back and squandering the opportunity to offer a more conventional, intense horror experience. In spite of these drawbacks, the movie makes good use of its resources and succeeds as a horror creature action movie. Number 8. What You Wish For. It is a 2023 thriller film, directed by Nicholas Tomnay. The narrative centers on Ryan, a chef, who is deeply in debt from gambling. After being forced to leave his hometown, he meets his former companion Jack, a talented chef with a history of difficulties, offers him accommodation to stay. Meanwhile, Ryan is astounded by Jack's extravagant lifestyle of cooking for the privileged in a tropical paradise, and wishes for an identical lifestyle for himself. And by a cruel twist of fate, he gets that opportunity when he takes on Jack's persona and discovers the horrible steps Jack has taken to manage a wealthy living. This story is predictable at points, but it added plenty of surprises to keep the suspense level high. The film's beautiful rainforest backdrop and exquisite home location add to escalating suspense. The story's central theme examines the relationship between the rich and poor, with the poor going to tremendous measures to succeed, while the rich use them as props for entertainment. Even though the plot twists aren't totally unexpected, there are still a few unanticipated events, which makes the movie entertaining to watch. Number 7. Daddy-O. It is a 2023 drama film, directed by Christy Hall. The narrative follows Gurley, who takes a taxi from the airport to her Manhattan flat. Throughout the journey, Sarah and her taxi driver, Blark, have unusually open discussions about a variety of themes, involving their previous and present partnerships, sexuality and wealth dynamics, sadness, and vulnerabilities. As the journey progresses, she progressively shares about her bad choices, and the driver shares progressively more about his life, leading to an extremely surprising discussion. While the melodrama may at times appear excessive or sluggish, the film overcomes these problems with a carefully developed script and expressive performances from its characters. The film relies on its fascinating dialogue, which flows organically, moving from cerebral discussion to sentimental depth while maintaining the audience's attention. Additionally, the film's slow pacing allows for contemplative breaks and calm periods, generating a rich ambience that combines the calm surroundings of the cap with the rumble of the city. This movie is definitely not for everyone, but if you like slice-of-life stories, you really should see it. Number 6. The Instigators. It is a 2024 heist comedy film, directed by Doug Liman. The plot revolves around Rory, a needy parent, and Cobby, an ex-criminal, who force themselves into committing a crime involving stealing money from a crooked politician. However, when their scheme backfires, they find themselves in a catastrophic scenario, as enraged criminal leaders, law enforcement, and bribed officials hunt them. Frustrated and anxious, they ask Rory's psychiatrist to assist them in fleeing the town, while trying to put their disagreements aside and conducting a furious escape to prevent arrest. The film does not rise beyond the level of a typical buddy heist film, even with a superb cast. While there are moments when the movie seems promising, it drops short in a number of ways. But it does have some good action, humor, and enough bite to be a decent crime thriller. Thus, only think about this if you enjoy heist movies, and remember to have minimal expectations. Number 5. Maxine. It is the third part of the X horror movie trilogy, which includes X 2022 and Pearl 2022. Under the direction of T. West, the movie carries on with Maxine's life story, this time set in the city of Los Angeles in the 1980s, navigating the risks of recognition, desire, and the dark corners of acting. The plot centers on Maxine, a new Hollywood actress, and her ascent to fame, which gets threatened when she gets mixed up in a string of horrific killings that appear to have ties to her background. The movie does a fantastic job of capturing the spirit of Los Angeles in the 1980s, and its stylish cinematography, featuring gory visuals and strange segments that evoke fear and anxiety, heightens the horror aspects. The movie delves into her mental condition, giving her a more complex personality, and rendering her battle both frightening and sympathetic. Overall, it's a daring film that might not be right for everyone, especially those who are frightened or uneasy with island horror. Plus, the movie's slow-burning style could also turn some people off. Number 4. Firayi Haseen Dilruba. It is a romantic thriller that is a follow-up to the popular 2021 hit film, Haseen Dilruba. The movie continues where the previous one ended, with Rishabh and Ronnie's love encountering fresh difficulties due to the reappearance of sinister old mysteries. As the pair deals with love, treachery, and risk, they become involved in an unfamiliar mystery that seeks to break them apart. The film keeps viewers guessing right up until the very end by fusing aspects of a murder mystery with an intense love story. Along with introducing new characters who heighten the suspense and drama, the story delves into the specifics of the couple's connection and the dark elements that motivate them. Although the movie keeps its promise of romance and suspense, there are moments when it finds it difficult to strike a balance between these aspects, which causes some inconsistent pace. Not every audience will find the film's melodramatic parts appealing, and some story twists may come across as a little forced. But because of its engaging plot, it's an enjoyable sequel that will interest lovers of dark love stories, as well as those who like the first movie. Number 3. Despicable Me 4. It is a 2024 animated comedy film, and a sequel to 2017 movie, Despicable Me 3. It is the 6th installment in the Despicable Me franchise. The film continues the exploits of Gru and his minions, beginning with Gru, welcoming the newest addition to the family, Gru Jr., who intends to annoy him. However, their blissful existence is short-lived when Gru must flee with his family, after being forced to deal with his new nemesis, Maxim Lamau, and his girlfriend, Valentina. The movie strikes a perfect balance between its signature humor and its visually stunning action. Plus, Gru's character is explored in greater detail, including his roles as a spouse and parent. Even though they're still entertaining, the minions have grown surprisingly much, giving their personalities new depth. Fans of the series will love the movie, since it stays true to the formula that made the other movies succeed. The movie's dependence on the minions for comedic relief may not be to everyone's taste, and some may find the plot to be a little too predictable. But with lots of chuckles and touching moments, the comedy in the movie makes it a valuable addition to the franchise. Number 2. Exuma. It is a 2024 supernatural horror film, directed by Jang Jae-hyun. The plot centers on an influential family that hires famous spiritual leader Hwarim and her apprentice to look into the origins of a strange supernatural disease that only strikes the first child of every generation. As they delve more into this bizarre riddle, they enlist the assistance of a qualified funeral director and learn about a long-hidden ancestral cemetery on Holy Land. Feeling a bad vibe from the burial place, the team decides to dig up and move the dead right away, leading to the emergence of sinister evil. The movie delves into the horrifying repercussions of upsetting the dead and masterfully crafts a spooky atmosphere with graveyard surroundings that intensify the sensation of fear. The characters are masterfully done, contributing both their strengths and weaknesses to the story, which gives it more depth. Additionally, fans of faster-paced, jump-scare-heavy horror may not enjoy Exuma, as it is a slow-burning horror movie. However, all things considered, Exuma is a frightening and dramatic horror movie that will interest viewers who enjoy the kind of suspense that builds gradually and psychological nuance. Number 1. Bad Boys: Ride or Die. It is the latest film in the renowned action comedy franchise, with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence reprising their roles as Mike Lowray and Marcus Burnett. In this new journey, Mike and Marcus face off against a formidable criminal organization that casts doubt on the memory of their deceased mentor and accuses them of committing a crime they weren't involved in. To establish their mentors and their own innocence, both of them go on the run, navigating extraordinary vehicle chases, dramatic shootouts, and comic escapades, while depending on one another more than ever. The movie delivers on its word of action packed with thrills and stylish, highly energetic visuals, while balancing its trademark action with memorable sequences. The movie explores the personal growth of Mike and Marcus, as well as the obstacles they encounter due to their old age. Their connection continues to be the film's central theme. Overall, unquestionably entertaining, the movie stays fairly close to the concept that helped the earlier movies succeed. Although several story points seem cliché, the film is entertaining and worth seeing because of the magnetic appeal of the stars. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.